Hey guys, my name is Tyler Dover. I'm out here in Kentucky. You can see the countryside behind me. I got my toboggan on. It's a little chilly out here, so I'm having to do this outside because my son's asleep, so I don't want to wake him up. But if you hear the wind or birds chirping, I'm sorry for the disturbances. But the reason we're here is to discuss if youth ministry is still essential today in the 21st century. And I definitely think it is. I definitely think that youth ministry is essential. I've been a youth pastor for almost 7 years now, and different places, different environments, and it's just more and more evident to me every single day that youth ministry is essential today. First of all, my calling to youth ministry hasn't went away, and I know that for a fact. So that's one big indicator, but also that you can just see the hunger in students' hearts. You can see their longing for purpose. They're longing for relationships, and I feel like as a youth pastor, that's what God's called me here to do is to help and guide students to obviously have a better relationship with Christ and what that means to have a relationship with Christ, but also to establish these relationships that's not just for the 13 to 17 year range or whatever they're in the youth. It's for a lifetime, and it's really the new foundation, I guess you could say, of the church of today. So it's a blessing to have a calling to be in youth ministry, and to go and listen and sit down with these students every day that I really learn more from than they learn from me. I tell them that all the time, but they don't believe that, but it's okay. But yeah, I definitely think it's essential today, and I think that it will be essential until the Lord calls us home. But we also had the projects to do, and I'm going to talk through those with you, what students I interviewed. The first name is Kira McNabb. She's 12 years old, and her parents are Michelle and Eric McNabb. The first question: how do you see yourself in 10 years? She said she really didn't know where she saw herself in 10 years other than college. She didn't know what she wanted to study yet. She likes to draw, though, and so she might pursue that. And she's 12 years old, so she has plenty of time to figure it out. But I asked her, how would you define success? She said, success is trying your hardest in everything that you do. And I asked her, what is your greatest fear in life? And she said, acceptance. I thought that was pretty good answers. Her parents, they said that they desire most as their child grows up is, I desire for my child to grow in confidence in the Lord, and that she will understand that she will understand that God has a big plan for her. Also, that her relationship with God will grow more intimate. And I asked, what are the expectations of a student minister? How do they fit in with the growth of your child? And she said, my expectations of a student minister are for them to love and teach students the attributes and character of God. Student ministers have a huge role in growth because they are one of the only godly influences on a student's life. They can speak on a level that parents just can't sometimes. And the last question is, how do you as parents help your child in their growth? She said, we help our child by praying for them and with them, and try to model character of God in front of them daily. And I'm going to skip down to the last one here. His name is Bradley Davis, and he's 18. His parents are Scott and Kelly Davis. I asked him, first question, how do you see yourself in 10 years? He said, in 10 years, I see myself pursuing a calling in ministry. I don't know where that is yet, but I know God has called me into ministry. I also see myself better understanding how to minister where I'm planted instead of focusing on a position in a church. I thought that was a very good answer. the second question, how would you define success? He says, using the abilities God has given you to the best of your ability to seek and serve Him in all you do. Great answer. Number 3, what is your greatest fear in life? Missing something God wants me to do. All very good answers. His parents is actually the pastor at church, so he also gave good answers. Number 1, as a parent, what do you desire for your child most as they grow? He said, I desire him to grow in understanding of God each and every day. Also, that regardless of the circumstances of life, he keeps his eye on the unchangeable God. Second, what are your expectations of a student minister and how do they fit in with the growth of your child? I expect that a student minister should help students better understand God's purposes for their lives by taking them out of their comfort zone so they can see the God-given giftedness that they possess. To love them and encourage students when they are down and allow God to speak life into them. They are one of the major student ministers are one of the major godly influences in their lives, so they're very essential to the student's growth. How do you as parents help your child in growth? This is something that we consistently work on and grow in year by year. I believe the most important thing that we do is teach them how to pray and study the Bible. The interview that we had to interview a student minister, I interviewed Tyler West at New Life Baptist Fellowship. First question, what is his role as a teacher? What are his goals, and what does he accomplish? How does he accomplish his goals? His role as a teacher is to equip the saints and also to evangelize the lost. What are his goals? To see spiritual growth and also to see regenerated lives. I thought that was really good. He said, how does he accomplish his goals? He accomplishes the goals by intentional discipleship on different levels. So discipleship 1-on-1, 1-on-3, and 1-on-12, which is Jesus' model for discipleship that he exhibits in the Gospels. So I thought that was really good. What are his goals as a pastor? His goals are to grow and obviously in his own spiritual walk with God, also to earn fellowship of his flock. And I think that's a big thing. It takes intentionality, it takes time, it takes motivation, it takes drive to go and to earn fellowship with people. It takes patience too, especially with students, because they're so scattered sometimes with what they want to do and who they are, and you really have to be there for them. You really have to love them with all your heart in order to, and they have to see it in order for you then to really have a major role in their life. He said, how do you accomplish these goals? And I think I just kind of answered that. Just be intentional with God and with people. I think the greatest commandment: love God and love people. That's what we're here to do. And if we do those things effectively, that encapsulates everything that we're called to do as pastors. If we love God and love people, everything else falls into line. I'm going to close it with that because this was only supposed to be 5 to 7 minutes long, and I'm kind of over on that already. So I just appreciate you guys and just the camaraderie that everybody has here at Fruitland, even in the online classes. I've been on campus, and as soon as I walked on campus, I knew that Fruitland was the place to be for me. And online, you would think that there would be a different feel, but there's really not. So I think that's attributed to the vision and the atmosphere and everything that they portray as professors, and just thank all of the professors and everybody involved that create this type of atmosphere. But again, thank you guys, and look forward to seeing you down the road. Thank you.